the Stafford Voice.
Islamic State Toddler Squad. Oh, yes. If you haven't learned by now, because, well, you aren't willing to accept the fact that reality is reality, that radical Islam is out poised, ready to chop your heads off. Well, guess what? They are teaching toddlers how to cut their freaking heads off. Cut their freaking heads off! Yes, it's a movie quote, but keep up with me here. There's a speed limit. Here's the headline to this article over on pjmedia.com. ISIS shows preschooler killing victim tied to carnival ball pit. I'm not going to show you any of the images. If you want to see them, please head over to pjmedia.com and take a look for yourself, because it's absolutely sickening. The fact that any group at all would teach their children how to grab a hunting knife, one of those Rambo style knives, and cut someone's head off just because they don't fully agree with what we believe. Because, they're a little more empathetic than we are over here. Wake up. Seriously, wake the hell up. Let me just read to you the first paragraph to this article. After an end-of-the-year video showing preteens hunt down and kill bound prisoners in an abandoned building, the Islamic State today released an even more gory follow-up with children as young as preschool age murdering prisoners tied to broken carnival rides. Oh boy. I'm just checking the chat rooms, and Jessica's reminding that yes, they do use toddlers to kill. Said toddlers also play soccer with a oh my god, I'm not even going to repeat that. So they said that this is an 18-minute, highly produced video out of ISIS, out of an ISIS province in Syria, which was distributed through publicly accessible Islamic State media channels, social media, and file-sharing sites, including Google Drive, and briefly had a stint on the YouTubes. Okay, so let's get this straight. We go out, and since we're so empathetic, we go out and we find people that don't fully agree with us, because, they're Christians and we want to chop their heads off. So ISIS goes out, finds somebody that doesn't completely agree with their agenda, kind of like that person that shall remain nameless was preaching about empathy on her little high horse. In the real world, they're teaching. How old were these kids? Let me find. It says a boy about 7 years old goes down the stairs. He's handed a knife by somebody that's too coward to show their face. They've got one of those stupid black sheets over their heads. He covers the victim's eyes with one hand before being given the signal by the adult jihadist. The boy then saws the victim's throat. Then he wipes off both sides of the knife on the victim's white t-shirt. This child is 7 years old. 7 years old, but in the fairy tale land of Hollyweird, we want to preach about empathy while being given a trophy for acting. Maybe we should have given this kid your damn trophy. Maybe, just maybe, we should have gave him a lifelong achievement award, because after all, he's 7 years old and he knows far more about empathy. He knows how to cut someone's freaking head off. Oh, but we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about how mixed martial arts isn't an art. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. It is an art form. Then again, all you do is memorize a few lines. I mean, maybe you need to wake up and come to reality and read a little bit more about the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or, I don't know, anything else that has to do with the founding of this country. Why don't you go out and search for when Thomas Jefferson was out there learning about Islam and how radical it was. You know that whole line about the shores of Tripoli? Oh yeah, well, that's just something we don't want to talk about because it doesn't quite fit our agenda. Well, guess what? Your president that we gave a chance for the last 8 years, we sucked it up. And let me tell you, it sucked over the last 8 years. But a failed Middle Eastern policy has given us 7-year-olds holding a Rambo knife, cutting people's heads off.